Hey there, hi there, hi there, hi there, hi there. Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up? Alright, now, hold on while I bring it up real quick. Alright, now, I'm gonna go over some ideas that I had today, okay? Alright, now, a creature that looks like a male human with a bunch of, rotted wood coming out of a massive hole in his back. That has a twisted monster face in it. And this human is dressed in, a shredded lumberjack outfit and carries a woodcutter's axe that's dripping with blood. Yeah, hyper realistic blood, by the way. Alright, yeah. Alright, I was kind of inspired by this one, by this one, creature that, I saw, Persona. Kind of forgot the name. I remember it started with an S though, it's apparently like Scandinavian or something. I think it was in like, you guys ever play Alright, now, well, I believe it was in that one game that's like the horror game about, the Mountain King and Bramble or something. Fuck, I forgot what it was. Anyway, I'll see. Alright, now. Anyway, next one. Alright, now, a twisted male priest that is frothing from the mouth and has a half lupine, appearance with dark matted fur and who has half his flesh missing from his face, which is showing wolf-like features underneath. Oh no, a priest that, is a predator, oh no. Alright, but seriously, have you guys ever seen that artwork of, monks, disguised as, like wolves and foxes? Which seems to be quite a, global phenomenon, really. Yeah, that's how I came up with this one. Alright, next one. A pale-skinned, zombie-like beautiful nun with a tattered dress with blood on her clothes and hands that reveals a worm-like parasite with lips on its mouth that comes from her mouth. Yeah, so this is based on one version of a succubus that I saw. Alright, now. Yeah, it's pretty creepy. Pretty creepy in retrospect, huh? Much more of a creepy, parasitic, looking thing, yeah. Anyway, next one. The giant man-eating, crown of thorns starfish that is covered in poisonous purple thorny spikes and has a humanoid face on it with a dark purple beard. And it has a little eye patch on over its eye, yeah. Oh, excuse me. Alright, that just kind of I'm not sure what it reminds me of, but it reminds me of something. Wait, it kind of reminds me of, that starfish monster and, like Shin Megami Tensei, yeah. I was like, what if we took this and, made it like a crown of thorns starfish, yeah. This would be, like, even spookier, yeah. Alright now, let's move on to the next one, okay? A monster that looks like a six-armed spider-like young girl who has long black hair covering most of her face, and, who it was said to be a woman possessed by an evil spirit that many exorcists tried and failed to treat. She also has the ability to spew acid everywhere from her mouth. Oh no. Yeah, this is just, straight up, mishmash of, things like The Ring and The Grudge and, of course, Exorcist. You guys have seen it. You guys have seen The Grudge or Exorcist or The Ring, right? Good movies, by the way. You should watch them. Alright, now. A monster with an ugly face and a slack jaw that's a potato armed with a combat shovel that comes out of the ground when it senses people are near and has rotten spots on it. No, it's part of the... Oh no, it's infected with the Great Rot! Yeah, the Great Rot is a thing in the lore. Technically speaking, it zombifies, food. It zombifies, food. It zombifies things that are made of food, into, more hostile forms. It's kind of unleashed by, Lord Broccoli. Because he was trying, get his hands on, the 6 pure elements of food. And the 6 pure elements of food were, kind of holding back the Great Rot, which was spread by a curse, that was caused by, the forbidden dish, which turned out to be, like human flesh. Yeah, that's kind of a pretty dark lore, isn't it? Yeah. And like, alright, yeah. Anyway, alright now, I better move on now. Alright, the final one for today, and this one's quite a doozy. Are you ready? A monster that looks like a giant eyeball with a massive white worm-like creature with scythe-like arms in it, and has a long mouth-like part, and, has small yellow eyes coming from it, and it comes from the pupil of the eye. Oh no, yeah. Yeah, so this monster is basically inspired by trichinosis. Yeah, it's a type of parasite that you can get from, from undercooked, from poorly cooked or, infected, pork. Yeah, funny thing about trichinosis, there's actually stuff about it, there's actually some stuff about it in the Bible, but, they didn't really understand it at the time, so they thought it was like a divine curse. Yeah, that's why, the Jewish people, were, forbidden from eating pork. Of course, you think God, being all-knowing and all that, would just have told them, hey, there's parasites in this, you should probably cook this properly. I won't take care of it properly, but, that's just a minor thing, yeah. Anyway, I'll see you later. Alright, now, we're done for now. But I thank you for listening, and I hope you had plenty of fun. Remember to fly like Matt and shine like the man. For your stuff dreams are made of. Bye-bye now. See you later, guys. And don't forget to like and subscribe and give me your name. Yes, if you give me... Alright, now, trust me, I'm a fairy. You can give me your name and everything will be okay, yeah. In fact, we'll have cool adventures and, I will make you mine. Yeah, I'll send you to the coal mines. That way I'll make you mine. Alright, that's just a little joke. I'm sorry. Goodbye. Starman thing.